All right. So getting back to making the hard decision of downsizing, I'm sure it comes back to the HR professional, right? Your boss comes to you, your employer comes to you and say, we have to make this hard decision. Get back to your books. Tell me who is going, who is staying. How do you go about that? Or have you found yourself in that situation before?
So first of all, you are absolutely correct. It's a very difficult decision, right? And in terms of how it is done, there are a number of different strategies that can be adopted to downsize. One of the strategies is there's something called LIFO, which stands for last in, first out. So that just simply means the most recent person or groups of people per department are let go of. There's also a strategy called FIFO, which stands for first in, first out. So that means the people who have been there for longest. It's like, okay, you've been here for a while. So on the basis of that decision is taken. They can also be a performance-based strategy. So you are identifying people who are poor performers, low performers, who are on performance improvement plans, and make the decision based off of that. Then sometimes the decision can also be based on business strategy. So for example, the business might decide, okay, certain lines of businesses are no longer productive. They are costing the company money. They're not generating any revenue or profit. So we have to end these business lines. So if you're an employee who works in that line, maybe it's a subsidiary company or it's a unit of the business, then it's being shut down. So ultimately, as long as you are part of that unit, you're going to be affected. So there are different strategies, like I just mentioned, and it all depends on why the downsizing is happening. Is it happening because, some businesses decisions were taken and the outcomes, unfortunately, are unfavorable and the business has to react? Is it because of macroeconomic factors like what's happening now in the tech space? So the why is important, because the why also helps to determine what strategy is most appropriate.
Depending on what is causing the downsizing, that is what. So it seems like you can't really know how to escape being laid off.
Honestly, it's difficult. What I will say is that, I mentioned the performance-based strategy. So that's where you have a lot of power, right? So I would always say, as an employee, do your best. Make sure you're getting your work done. Make sure you're closing out on your objectives or your KPIs. Make sure your work is not shoddy, it's good quality, you're keeping yourself relevant in terms of your skills. That way, if your company is adopting a performance-based strategy, then you won't be affected because you'll be seen as a valuable performer. And there are a sizable amount of companies that do adopt the strategy. Again, like I said, it depends on the why. But yeah, that's one way in which you can protect yourself. So definitely.
So in a situation where